All right, let's get into this. The past was so much cooler, right? Let's put aside for a second that people couldn't get online the way that we do nowadays, but they had that drip on, didn't they? We've come a long way from Rachel and Ross fighting and church on Sundays. From the Gen Alpha kids speaking in incomprehensible tongues and phrases.
Bro, imagine going to school, bro. I mean, I went for a few years, but that shit was trash.
To your boomer dad that still doesn't know how to reset the router. Was life just more fun as a kid? Did we really enjoy our existence a little bit more? Or is nostalgia just that much of a powerful drug? What's up, you guys? Your boy Thor, I'm trying, and I want you to do me a favor. Think of the happiest memory that you have as a child. Was it getting that first puppy, having your first kiss, or maybe that one Christmas present that you'll never forget? And by the way, before you ask, for me, it was definitely a PlayStation 3. The point is, did you just feel a little bit different right now, remembering that memory? Turns out, nostalgia can actually rise motivation and inspiration levels in individuals. So, case closed, video over, right? Peace. Maybe not. How accurate do you really think your mind is? Do you remember what you had for breakfast 3 days ago? If you had to think about it, how do you really think your mind remembers the color of your favorite birthday cake 15 years ago? Well, it doesn't. The real problem, at least for me, arises when we realize that if we only accept what our brains tell us, we are definitely living in a warped reality. Our reality isn't true if our brains lie to us.
How many keys, you cocksucker?
In English, please.
Excuse me.
In English.
How many fucking keys, you cocksucker? What the fuck?
Number 4, step.
The saying, snitches get stitches, is used a lot less nowadays. Why? Let's bring it back.
The name of the album is I Killed Darnell Simmons.
It's a concept album.
A concept?
One idea of mine is that it happened because eyewitness testimonies as evidence has pretty much been debunked in a lot of cases nowadays. In the United States alone, there have been over 300 exonerations since 1989, thanks to DNA testing. Oh my God, that's crazy, Jesus. And in those cases, over 3/4 of the time, there was a mistaken eyewitness. Not only that, but these eyewitnesses, when they testified, they were absolutely certain that they had the right person.
Okay, so we have an African Jew wearing a hoodie.
No, you don't.
No.
No, that's not what I said. Is that what you heard me say? I said he looked like you. Do you look like an African Jew?
No, I look like a cop.
Yeah.
And in 1989, they saw that at least 80,000 eyewitness reports were made that year. That is fucking insane. Now, obviously, if you see someone get stabbed in the street and point at them and remember their face, you'll most likely be used in trial. But there also has to be substantial evidence actually backing your claim up of what you saw that day. This is actually a clear and cut example of how a lot of the times we actually think we have our memories straight. However, most of the time our little monkey and primitive brain is just trying to struggle and keep up with reality. How can you expect your brain to remember all those lyrics to that one Drake song? And also remember what your best friend's favorite cologne is. Dude, you got me a gift? No way, man. Thanks. Let me see it. Yeah, no, I love it, dude. Yeah, I love the bag too, for sure. Yeah. But if there's so much evidence, why do we still believe our brains when it tells us that movies and roller rinks were so much cooler 25 years ago? Well, for the most part, it's because you want to believe it. It's a slippery slope though. All of a sudden, we're spending more time thinking about what we want and what it's like when we get it, instead of actually trying to get what we want. I've personally suffered from this before. You're laying on the bed, chilling, thinking of what fame, money, power actually tastes like. Is it true that billionaires smell different? I mean, they have to, right? Obviously, not everyone's end goal is going to be the same thing. Maybe you want to be a stand-up comedian or a lawyer. It feels good to attract and envision it, right?
Is that right?
That is not correct.
What do you think happens when people spend most of their waking time thinking about what could be or what was instead of what is? I know you know who I'm talking about. Everyone knows that one person that read The Secret too many times, and now all they do is talk about how they're gonna make billions one day, all while working less than an 18-year-old working part-time at McDonald's. Just think about it for 1 second. You're robbing yourself of happiness. It's like inputting a cheat code to end the game when you just pressed new game. No? Okay, let's try this. Think of one of the greatest accomplishments you've ever achieved in your life. How hard was it to actually achieve that goal or to cross that finish line? You could ask a businessman, an artist, or an athlete, and they're pretty much all gonna tell you the same thing. This shit is hard. The anticipation of the goal is what makes the grind worth it.
But now I'm listening to myself, and I've followed my internal instruction, and it's just given me more passion and more focus and more drive.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do.
Now, I'm not here to tell you that you need to stop attracting good things and envisioning positive things for yourself. I'm not an animal. At least I don't think so. But what I am here to ask of you is to please stop fucking dreaming and start doing. What's the actual point of sitting and pondering and wasting your time thinking about the goals that you have instead of actually going out and achieving those goals? The day your life starts is the day you start doing the shit that you told yourself you were gonna do years ago. One of my greatest fears in life is growing old and still having the same things on my bucket list not crossed off. Grab a notebook, write shit down, and let's go.
There, because what's fun is the more things you get to cross off the next day. Did it, done, done, done. The more we feel like we accomplished, and we did.
I'm sorry to be this person, but every second you spend doing something that you don't want to do is a second closer to the big death. If we only really do live once, then why are you not out chasing your dreams right now? Every single day is a day less that you have to become a GOAT. You don't have to become David Goggins or the T1000 at your workplace, but you do have to start figuring out what it is you actually want to get better in that life. Nostalgia can become pretty addicting and dangerous depending on the person who's using it. There is something to be said for only having positive thoughts, no matter the circumstance. However, we humans are amazing. From the pyramids all the way to Disneyland. Sometimes all we need is just a little nudge in the right direction. And enjoy life, because it's pretty short and it's happening right now. Peace.
I seen me through the process. I don't really want no problems. Niggas ain't got no merit. Niggas ain't got no posture. Round here we keep shit beat up, kick my feet up out my posse, and deposit, keep it posse.